Today we're having a look at repeats and specifically adding numbers to indicate in your output text how many times a repeat should be repeated. So looking at a chart for a garment or an item that will have multiple sizes in your published pattern. So we have a random chart here and I'm going to select a number of stitches to put into a repeat. So I've clicked in one stitch. I'm going to hold down my shift button and click in the opposite corner to get a rectangular area. These stitches are now greyed out, that means they're selected, and I'll go to repeat and place stitches in selection into a repeat. We have a few different things that you can edit to suit. So your repeat type for the output text, you can have either round brackets or an asterisk. I prefer round brackets. We're going to add a qualifier to the repeat. And first of all, you can select how that's written. So either the number and then the word times, or the letter X and then the number. So 3 times or times 4. I'll go with the full written out. And number of repeats, this is the part that is particularly relevant. So when I hover over this box, with the cursor comes a bit of guidance saying either a single number or numbers separated by commas. So a single number here will mean that everybody making the pattern will repeat these stitches the same number of times. So that might be relevant if it was a chart for a blanket or something like that. Only one size, and you've put in the repeat to make your chart smaller on the page by condensing stitches that are being repeated. On the other hand, if you're designing something that will be published with multiple sizes, so for instance maybe a hat or a garment or a pair of socks, and you will have different sizes, then you can indicate that here by writing in different numbers, and that will mean that your output text instructions give you that right instruction from the offset. You don't need to go back in and edit them to say how many different sizes and how many times to repeat something for each size. So let's imagine it's a hat, 3 different sizes being published. The first size, they're going to repeat these stitches say 4 times, the middle size 6 times, and the biggest size 8 times. So I've typed in those numbers with commas in between, no spaces. And we're going to add a border to the repeat so that the chart shows where the repeat is taking place. And what I'm going to do is write in work 4, 6, 8 times. In fact, let's put these into brackets because I know that this will show in a similar format in the written instructions. So this name of border is what is going to appear in the key. So that just means that right away your key is going to show up exactly the same type of instruction as is in the output text. So just helps you keep things consistent across everything. So let's click OK. And as you can see, we've got our red border around the repeat. Work 4, 6 or 8 times. Now you'll note that I've not said knit because not all the stitches in the repeat are knit stitches. So first of all, let's look at one of the rows that has different stitches in it. So row 5, we've got a purl, 1 by 1 right cross and a purl. Looking at the written for row 5, we've got the 4 stitches at the start of the row, and then in our round brackets we've got purl 1, 1 by 1 right cross, purl 1, and then our 4, 6 and 8 times, exactly the same as we've got them in the key. And a couple of other things to note. The first row starts with 4 knit stitches and then everything in the repeat is a knit stitch. And rather than having the written instructions say knit 4 and then knit 16, knit 24, knit 32 for the different sizes, Stitch Mastery has just condensed that down so that it's just knit 20 for the first size, knit 28 and knit 36 for the largest size. And finally our stitch count. So I will soon be making a video that shows you how to turn this on and off and amend it to suit, but at the moment my setting is to have the stitch count at the first row and then any row where the stitch count has changed. And you'll see that again we've got stitch count for the 3 different sizes showing up, so 27 for the smallest, 35 and 43 for the middle and largest sizes. I hope that's helpful for you.